Yeah, by the looks of it, it is. Alright then. What kind of setup is worse than this? So that I can't even get through. Alrighty then. I'm gonna adjust something here first and bring music back to the streams here, minus a specific dimension. This isn't the same as the main series that will still come, but it still isn't complete yet. But this is more of a preview, where the big difference here is that I don't have this up on the other side. And I kind of wish I had a... Oh, I should not have a second window open. Okay then. And the other difference is that those videos will be separate and story-based. This is just... This will be a standard type. The usual that I had before. And I'm naming the seed Twister with a capital T. So you'll know exactly what the seed is in both its formula here and its numeric one once the seed actually gets generated. And this will be... I'll call this The Adventures of Ace Live, as, well, it's a live stream and it's supposed to be live. Now then, shall we go? I almost had something else ready for the starting soon and intermission stuff. I'm doing this first. And that's for a good reason. Oh yeah, I'm pretty certain that is the ruby. So, let's see, yeah. Let me put world spawn here. And then we'll try to get away from this biome as soon as possible. Got bone sword, a glass sword. Huh? That's one of those crystals. Alright, so it's been quite a while since I've done anything. Oh, right, I don't have mouse tweets. But I do have inventory tweets. Alright, so, yeah, this is kind of awkward. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get the stats taken care of. I think I know what to do, and it's going to be required. It's gonna require something else. Hold on a moment. I'm gonna find the stats folder and just rename the folder so it actually... No, not the stats folder being renamed. Alright, so it's gotta be unsent. That's not what I wanted. I wanted stats the theminecraftace unsent 1. And it did not do it, did it? Nope. Okay, good. I actually got it quick enough. So now it should reset the stats completely. If I basically do that, it should reset the stats. And I'm hoping it did, because I kind of want to start this from the beginning. I want to start the achievements from the beginning. Yeah, I got something else to do. I'm gonna make sure the stats thing is reset by the time I reload the game. I think I have to do that. I'm hoping this actually managed to reset the stats, because that was kind of strange, and I don't know why it didn't work. Now please let this be the one to reset the stats. Good, it actually worked. Renaming them actually reset the stats. So now we can properly start. So, this series will be about this villager. What do you expect? I am so glad Animated Player actually worked out in the end. And as you can see, we're exploring around the world. Right, I do not have that one up. I'm not gonna do anything else. I'm just going for the bed, that's all. Now, of course, the mod pack that we have here, I had some mods that were different. For one, I had Lumberjack at one point, and that was before I fully understood. Oh, it's the rocks. I actually thought it was something else. Alright, as I was saying, I had Lumberjack at one... Oh, those birds. I don't actually think it's going to work. I've got World Edit on by mistake. Right. The wooden axe is completely pointless unless I'm doing World Edit stuff. Okay, it's just the bird. That ants looks strange. Huh? First stream is going to be pretty slow, so I don't expect it to go too far in just only about 2 hours, if not more. Especially if there are creatures that can pretty much one-shot us because of what we have. Alright, I'll see if I can remember. Also, I kind of want this to be on the YouTube side, and I'm gonna see if the audio's working on that too. Especially if... Well, it definitely is, so I'm not sure why it still thinks it's having problems again. I wanted to primarily make this as kind of a build up to when I actually do this again, but in story driven. But, well, there's the first boss structure. Why did it have to be the fire demon? And is that ticket line booth made of jungle? I think it is. I also have to be extra careful and not get ourselves killed in the first day. And I did turn music back on, but it's not exactly... Oh yeah, I forgot that 1.6 minimap sometimes just doesn't want to work. Alright, back in... You know, it's kind of ironic that the desert biome is kind of the safest biome with the chaotic mod pack that we have, because sometimes a certain mob likes to spawn in plains biome or forest. And with what we have so far, it would definitely one-shot us. There's a lava pit down here. Oh yeah, and some of these rocks actually do spawn. Yeah, it is jungle. What's up, Ticket Line? I never find these in it. I never usually find the Ticket Line booth with the jungle wood. It's usually oak, birch, or spruce, but I guess in a way it does actually spawn with jungle. I can actually see inside the fire demon structure. And it's not good. Lighting in this version is still broken, as I expect. Waypoints exactly work. That's definitely a playable frame rate, especially what we have. One of the rare times where the large worm didn't actually spawn. Yeah, they're just golden apple cows. Look, for achievement purposes, we'll have to make these weapons eventually. And tools, so let's just get these out of the way. Hey, easy cow tipper. And a stone axe, so we can actually use... That we can actually use a tool. I'm certain we're gonna find more of those. And yeah, there's the music. I think these past couple of years I've been way too nervous to do this since the very first Minecraft stream, which is actually still up on the YouTube channel, surprisingly. But I think during that time I had custom music, so I think just hearing the Minecraft music for once Oh, and yep. Sun going down. Nighttime will be too chaotic if we cannot do anything about it. Right, and minimap does not have a special thing like it does on 1.7. I've been used to playing 1.7 for so long that I've kind of forgotten how to play 1.6. Come on. And there it is. Of course we could have had... I'm just gonna say cave sounds are not friendly at all. Try to avoid anywhere that's close to worms. And I think the direction might lead... I know one thing, once that specific boss spot... Oh, I wish it was a more useful tool. Right, so... Bone sword's pretty much worthless. So yeah, I want to use these three tools as the primary ones. So let's grab these furnaces then. You know, there is the possibility of not doing doom mob spawning during the first couple days. But I think, realistically, I'm putting on easy for at least until we're more prepared. I don't know how we're gonna get to that flamingo, but... Oh yeah, the old weather mod. The one where it had waves. Apparently a new one also came out, so... But it's so resource intensive that I'm not exactly sure if I'd be able to do it while streaming. I'll try to avoid the worms as much as possible. But I've also got to avoid whatever spawns in the course that can cause certain doom. It's going straight to the path of a worm. Another one that didn't actually spawn a giant worm. Oh, there's a ticket line booth, but with spruce wood this time. Oh yeah, I barely caught a glimpse of what just spawned on the radar. You see that weird looking thing that has two red dots and it's moving around? That would be a mantis. Ticket line stuff. It won't do anything with us, unfortunately. I think that thing is too busy. I think I might be just prompted to do peaceful mode to get rid of the worms. And to also make it a little bit... Yeah, this'll just be a moment. Just so... maneuverability is a little bit better, and we don't have that mantis flying around. Still weird, the first thing we're writing is a flamingo. Or an ostrich, actually. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Cassowary. And I definitely butchered that name. Okay, good. It didn't despawn every single worm. Gotta keep at least a few. Oh. Yeah, that was my nervous system acting up. You saw firsthand what that thing is. With our current status, we don't stand a chance. Also, did I just come across... Rainbow ant nest? There's a red ant one somewhere. That's gotta be it. I'm gonna try to ignore these red ones if possible. Regular ant nest. Do I need to be right-clicking with an empty hand? Alright, so... what next? Right across the river. Into the worms. Actually, I don't think taiga is my ideal biome. I think I'm gonna go back to where the lower part of Extreme Hills is and actually settle there. So that would be pretty close to... No. No. We're not dealing with a mantis right now. I'm not dealing with early death. And I'm also not dealing with getting spawn camped either. Those things always spawn when you least need them. Wonder where it's going. And just like that, our right is completely gone. That's supposed to be the ruby bird, but... you know... red ant? I hate these things so much. Extra precaution. I don't think the mantis can spawn like that. I can just tell because actually there are saplings here. But I've got to avoid whatever is over here. And there's our friend the ticket line. The wait thing over here. Alright, we'll gather some wood, make a little hut. Kill the cows so we don't have it in the way. Wait for this to complete. Done. That's the thing with giant trees. You'll get a lot of saplings and some apples if you're lucky. Oh, it's the same exact track, so it's probably not gonna last that long. Actually, I might not have to worry about that at the moment. Actually, no, it is not the same track. It's actually a more calm one. Okay. I do want the mine. Okay, I did not get so nervous that I left the crafting table behind. Good. Oh wait, there are 2 chests over here already. This is temporary until we can actually get a setup going. That's staying with us. These ant nests can go all we care. I'm gonna use the glass sword while we can, because this thing has some of the worst durability ever for a sword. And I think it's worse than a golden sword in durability. Oh, definitely. It is worse than a golden sword in durability. Though, to be honest, it's technically cheaper to make, so... I don't know if it even balances out, but I still think it's just not worth going... That's a bone sword? That's weird. Alright, then let's make... There's not even enough sticks for that anyways. Alright, as I was saying, let's make our old favorite, the shovel. And do some of this. Now that we have the dirt out of the way, let's actually adjust this accordingly. And I'm gonna put all of these over here. You know, even with mobs spawning off, still get these butterflies around. Let me think of this. I don't know if I got unlucky digging into a dirt mound that's literally underneath this dirt, or if the dirt's really that deep. but I don't think it's going to be important. What will be important, though, is that we're eventually going to have to make some torches. Because it's not going to be possible to go mining with only one. So that's why we have the other furnace. Doing this. Put the saplings away. We're gonna eat the bread. And we're gonna do that getting an upgrade because it's a required achievement. And to be honest, it's kind of nice having two of these. And that's probably why. I'm gonna check, make sure nothing else is going wrong. Okay, looks like everything's going right. We'll start with this amount of torches. There was a mistake I actually made, and it wasn't due to the torch placement. It was the fact I did not align this properly. Actually dropping the frame rate. Wait, do I have it set performance pounds max FPS? Alright, that kind of explains why it didn't feel smooth. So this... We're gonna start the mine properly on the side it was supposed to be on. And of course have the torches next to the shovel. We'll mainly do this... And we're mainly doing this so we can actually get some ores. You know, it's kind of ironic when I'm thinking about playing a mod pack for 1.6. Why do I think the Lion King mod would be the safest of them? Well, I guess it's a good thing that we just ran into a giant vein of coal. Outreach. I'm not liking the cave sounds. But I'm not gonna play it off like some coward, alright? We're gonna go through this with however many streams that we're going through. And also double checking that the mic actually is picking up, and I think it is. I adjusted some settings again just to see if it would sound a little bit better and not cut off his... Yep, the one thing we can't use a pickaxe like this one for. Does it have to be at least stone? It's gotta be at least stone. Wait, do I have dynamic FOV on... Wait, I don't think that's a feature in 1.6, so... You don't have to worry about that. Oh, and... thing I mentioned about... the whole replacing my screens were the ones I mentioned, the... I cannot think properly. Alright, so the starting soon, intermission, and end screens. This stream will most likely be the last one to feature the old screens, as they'll be replaced with updated newer ones. And I actually was in the process of getting it ready. But unfortunately, I didn't get it done in time, so we're still pretty much stuck with what we have here. Be glad that once we place this bed down, we don't have to worry about having to come back over here. Put it this way, because that's completely pointless. Alright, as I was saying, those updated... the updated screens for my starting soon, intermission, and end screens. I was about to say that's the one time I don't get a sap of it. Alright, as I was saying, it's gonna feature something more unique. Compared to what I usually have in the past. I think I'll make stairs while I'm at it too. I won't cover this entire thing with stairs, but it'd be nice to at least have some kind of start. Oh, good to know this isn't a regular sized coal vein. Because why wouldn't it be? And I'm getting stuck again. You know, this kind of feels like the other stream I did, finding Captain Blockbeard's treasure. I don't know why it felt like that one all over again. Is everything good? Should be, now that we've moved on to stone tools entirely. I don't know why I like to get the most boring parts of it done first, but I guess it's how I am. Alright, so if it wasn't pretty obvious, one of the mods that is in this pack is ore spawn. And it's unfortunate, the fate of this mod. So yeah, there's a lot of ore generation. Got iron over here too. Oh yeah, running into caves. I remember this is a thing that happened a lot more frequently before 1.18 actually came out. And if I remember correctly, this might also be one of the versions where covering an item in itself might actually cause the item to disappear. There's one thing that I do remember in the bug reports, I believe with 1.6, but it probably happens with other versions too. But I think it was something about the mouse movements. Wait, what do I have to worry about? I'll just cover this cave up like it doesn't exist. Yeah, you're trying to scare me. It's not going to work this time. And somehow that still works. We'll probably cover this up too while we still can. So it feels a little bit more natural, and then we just have this to worry about. I also remember this is the annoyance when Vein Miner couldn't actually use mouse movement. And apparently this is also the version that doesn't allow you to vein mine obsidian yet. Just trying to learn a little bit of the commands. And unfortunately, I didn't quite understand some of them. First instance, the teleport command. Of course, I understood that it does teleporting. A no-brainer there. What I didn't understand is that some of the special features of that command didn't come out until 1.8. So I basically wasted my time trying to figure out a meaningless command. And finding out it didn't work in the specific version I was trying to test it out with. You know, this is the one time that gravel actually is useful. Oh, of course, the first thing we find is a troll block. Oh yeah, the bedrock fog actually looks weird. And I definitely didn't make enough for this. We still have to... I think about 20 more and it probably is. It'd be enough. And there I am. But I'll make 24 just in case. And there I am, being weird again. Alright then, beginnings it is. Do this so we don't have to remember. Wait, 35? I thought it was less. Oh, I'm splitting the work between these two furnaces. Okay, good, the calm music is finally coming in again. I think this is how it's done. I think this is how it's done as well. Exact amount. It's not often that we get the exact amount for something. My achievements senses say we don't have a furnace crafted. So we get to undo, so we have to undo at least 8 of these blocks so we can at least get that achievement taken care of. You know, I think the command I use is kind of like peaceful mode, but with extra steps. It is still draining the hunger bar, so there is that. I might do something else with the music. Wait, what am I doing with this furnace? Why don't we just place it up here with the others? Oh, well, that's smelting. We can just go back down here, mine some more of this cobblestone. You know, the unfortunate thing about that first valuable-looking ore being a troll block? There's no way around it. It actually has to be mined. But never mind that, there are things that require an iron pickaxe to be... that requires us to make an iron pickaxe. And finding that amount of iron pretty early on, I'm just gonna say it's a coincidence. But there is one mod that we have that may require us to think a little bit more. believe that one isn't vein miner. But I am gonna torch this place around. Now with stairs, that's not gonna work. We can't even use an iron pickaxe on that, by the way. I think it is genuine diamond ore. Please be a vein of 8. 5's still good, so... Termite again. Whoa, amethyst ore. Does this require iron? I think it might require diamond like the other one. The moment I mine this, there's gonna be a bunch of termites around. So let's mine this redstone while we can. Pretty soon I saw gold up here too, so... Can't win them all, but that actually won't be enough gold. Alright, we're gonna make more torches. Not like that. Wait, is this just 4? Okay, good. Right, then we're gonna use the advantage of a built-in feature. And ignore that cave entirely. Alright then, let's get this iron. I don't think any cave generation will be the iconic Swiss caves. The Swiss cheese caves. That I'm pretty certain many players dubbed before the 1.7 caves were used instead. Yeah, that is titanium ore. I think there is honestly too much going on over here to really cover this entire cave up. That's covering dirt, thankfully. Troll ore again. Gotta love seeing troll ore. Oh yeah, I think this one's diamond because I made the mistake of using an iron pickaxe on it and having it not drop anything at all. Alright, stone, do your thing. Legitimate emerald ore. That's actually decent. And we got 4 of it, too. I think that was the original plan when emeralds were first added in the game. That they were going to generate in multiple larger veins. But I think that was scrapped because they generated too early. No. They generated way too easily. So it was basically reduced to just veins of 1. I believe that's how the emerald generation works. It's gotta be it. Still looking good on both ends. There we go. There's your durability. I guess I might have exaggerated a little bit. But at the same time, probably didn't. Guess we get to smelt even more iron ore. And we'll make a competent home base instead of this villager small house looking business. Nope. Yeah, 11. Wait, it's not gonna work. And I know exactly why, because there still needs to be space. There still needs to be space for the mine, so... Lack of confidence definitely doesn't help. So it's going to be built not over there, but in the plains area instead. We're definitely making a bucket so we can carry some water. Giant trees everywhere. Oh yeah, if you find those worms, which are also part of ore spawn, and you want to get rid of them quickly, all you gotta do is place a bucket of water, and that's it. That's how it's done. Huh. Thought I picked up more than one, but I guess not. There are cows over here. We're definitely not making it through with a stone shovel. Looks like it's time for the next upgrade. The iron shovel. And now, it'll be time for house building. Eh. Okay, we don't need grass spreading yet. I don't know why, but it'll just feel similar, but different. Oh, and I don't have the pickaxe. I think the shape here should be the start of this house. Yeah, that glitch still works in this version too. The downside of not remembering to grab some cobblestone is that I have to do this eventually. And I'm gonna make sure that to try to minimize the usage of the iron pickaxe, and we'll make some more stone ones for a reason of saving durability on the iron. Oh, and I guess we should probably make that diamond pickaxe before we forget. For the elusive ores that require it, and of course obsidian. Can work on this later. For now, let's get those elusive ores that require this diamond pickaxe. I don't think there were any in this little portion of the cave. But it was the next one that requires it. Still unfortunate that we're gonna be forced to mine this. Right, cave noises do not scare me this time. Yeah, nothing over here? Okay. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting these ores are not vein mineable. I also keep forgetting that that amethyst ore here actually can drop in multiple. So, the fact that we got 2 veins is kind of lucky. Now, I definitely remember last time I did a series like this, not only was it exclusive on Twitch, but it was far less professional than what this series will be. Please don't be above us. I think 16 is a good start. And we're already up to 9 hearts. Yeah, because we started with 6. Oh. I guess it wasn't wise to actually take the torch off. All mods up to date for this version. Mod update detector. And I'm gonna wait again. This will kind of prove if either side actually is having an issue, or if one of the sides is definitely the issue. Just need 5 more. And this tree to also move out of the way too. Alright then. Get these trees ready to plant. Logically, you would think that having these here wouldn't do anything, but now it still does make a difference. Come on, sun. It's already night. So now, onto the weird stuff, besides mining a little bit more to get some more cobblestone. I don't know why this feels faster than 1.7. It just feels faster than 1.7 for some reason. And yeah, we're gonna have that same issue again once we run into that cave inevitably. And I think there's also the other issue of blocks landing on stairs and somehow not behaving. Also, those waves earlier, it's part of the weather mod, actually. The original by Koros before he made Weather 2. And I think there might be versions of Weather 2 for 1.6. But I'm not using Weather 2 for this version. Because I can do this. Plus button. And we can have a debug mode. But, we don't need it. We don't need it on right now. There's no storms. That other weather mod, I will definitely say I've seen a few videos of it, and I can't believe how impressive it looks. Especially those squall lines. I'm not sure if I had the previous... Alright, so about that newer weather-related mod. I think the radar system has plenty of time to improve. Perhaps there could be a more performance-based one. So, those who want to play that mod but don't have super high-end hardware could have the chance, albeit with a worse-looking... albeit not looking as good, but... the whole dynamic weather system... I didn't think I'd see something that impressive. And I thought Weather 2 at the time was impressive. Alright, so the Switch 2 had already been out for, I'm pretty certain, since the 5th of June of 2025. If not, then in maybe a few days, then I might be a few days off. And of course on Twitter, and I think I might have ported it to, I might have posted it on Blue Sky. No, I don't think I did. Alright, so on Twitter, I had good things to say about it, bad things to say about it, and things that I wasn't sure if it was going to feature. So I did praise some of the good things about how the dock has a fan and it can help cool the system down, and the fact that it actually outputs in 4K. Of course, those were to be expected. And also the fact that it uses faster storage. However, I will say that it turns out that storage that it's using unfortunately comes from Hynix. And Hynix chips aren't really known to be as reliable as Micron's. I was kind of hoping Nintendo at least could have went with Micron for the NAND chips. They did for the RAM, but they did not for the storage. I did also mention that those SD Express cards kind of felt unnecessary. I'm also making sure that I check both chats, and I was planning on having a third screen just for chat, but unfortunately I don't have a cable long enough to reach the computer. So, what I'm going to have to do instead is use the DisplayPort to HDMI converter I have, plug it into plug it into the TV, and then get a 12-foot HDMI cable. That might be my only way to handle triple screens. I almost put Lycanite's mobs in this pack, but I remembered in the past that it was just too much to handle, so that was the very first mod to go in this pack. Before the original stream series happened. Yeah, it was that bad that it didn't even make the cut. Oh, every single one of those is gonna mind at some point. But I'm not doing it right now. Okay, if I'm gonna not keep a torch here anyways, I might as well cover this whole thing up. Oh, I see sundown happening. Okay, not quite. There's still a bit of sun left. But we're not keeping the seeds. So... in the meantime, let's see... nothing new for chat. We still have quite a lot of time left. And I finally made a more competent thumbnail than I usually do in the past. And the mic's still on, so I'm not a complete fool. And I think that is made of sponges. And that, I believe, is a trap. And I'm not exactly sure if I've visited that ticket line booth. But we're not about to find out at the moment. Sun's about to completely set on us. Oh, I am so prompted to play Sonic Craft again just to try to make that jump. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a map for versions before 1.7. Sundown's about to complete. And we're about to be left in complete darkness. Alright, so, as I was saying, Sonic Craft is a series of maps. Well, technically not a series, it's all part of one big map. And I believe that cave noises need to stop. The versions that were used for Sonic Craft was before 1.7, so... I'm kind of prompted to play that one again. But live with everyone, with all of you. Oh, and do you know exactly what we're also doing here? Besides actually having more than enough gold to smelt. We're gonna use the dirt that we have. Now to catch up with this one, too. Wait. It's normally not possible to mine emerald ore with a stone pickaxe. Unless for some reason I think Bedrock Edition allows that. There's a lot of weird things that Bedrock does that Java strangely doesn't. Not even Legacy Console. But I guess if there is something that I kind of find weird in Java Edition that I didn't find weird in Legacy Console or Bedrock, and no, it's not the combat. And I would have said banners on shields, but that finally made it to Bedrock Edition in recent updates. Well, in the 1.20 beta updates. No, it's kind of the fact that sometimes terrain generation in Java Edition just doesn't make sense. While you might find normal in, say, Legacy Console or Bedrock, terrain generation might just completely be confusing. Might be a confusing mess for Java Edition. You know, I'm not actually taking advantage of Battle Gear, so why don't we just do that? This was also during a time where you couldn't actually have anything but swords and blocks and other... You couldn't even have other tools in the offhand. I'm gonna make a second bucket for the purpose of having lava. So when we do go back to the surface, we'll make sure to have something else. Oh yeah, and this one's a Java-specific thing, but in versions of before 1.7, if you paused, you could actually... You could actually still listen to the music. I believe that was changed in... That was changed in 1.7, and I'm pretty certain it remains the case. This one was kind of a nitpick, specifically on Bedrock, but... Up until... I'm pretty certain it was an update after they decided to put banners on shields in Bedrock, but you couldn't even properly pause the game, like, do this. Just pause like this. It's a feature, it was a feature that was basically in both Java and Legacy Console, probably since the very beginning. But Bedrock just kinda has these weird quirks. Alright, so gold ore is going to be smelted next. As well as some more iron. So in the meantime, these 2 stacks of cobblestone can go in here. And we'll have these 3 all over here. And have a proper roof on this. It's unfortunate that you can't craft these back into regular blocks, but I guess that's the downside of making too many. Still plenty of daylight left, so why don't we go back down here, get some more ores, and hopefully this time we'll be fully prepared. I'm not going full Wine King dimension yet, because as much as I'm prompted to do that, I don't think we should yet. So this will be the ideal size that we'll use. Oh, and there is one mistake using, I believe, either tree captator or vein mine when it comes to giant mushrooms. There's a high chance of the game crashing if you try to do that with a giant mushroom. And for some strange reason, it's even higher if you use it on a brown mushroom. Oh, of course, they're trolling at blocks. Amethyst, that's good to see again. Now for that elusive diamond. There's uranium ore. And this is where the term Swiss cheese caves comes from. You could just go anywhere in these caves, and you'd come across even more caves. Yeah, I think that's just a dungeon down there. Connected to a mine shaft. Now then, before we lose our way, let's go back where we came from. Mine this first. Now, unlike the other ores, putting uranium and titanium ore through a smeltery doesn't actually give us the ingots. Instead, it gives us nuggets. Now, what this means is that we're going to have to get 9 of them. Oh, that is turning into no. Good thing I saw that right on time. Huh? That's just a random tall pillar, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a random tall pillar. Why did that generate of all things? Alright, so I don't think I'm gonna get a ticket line booth anywhere closer than this one here. Oh, this is the one that we explored. Honestly, this is the closest one that... the closest ticket line booth that we've ever gotten to the center of the world. Even if I make these out of boots, it wouldn't even be enough. I'd still be using something else. Alright. Never mind about me rambling on about ticket line booths, but we'll eventually get to the Lion King dimension. I don't think there's anything important in that one. So, I will check up here. I was completely expecting it to end a little bit earlier. Why has it gotta be troll blocks again? Enough with the troll blocks, man. Oh, this cave literally connects to the others. Oh, good to know. Alright then, let's mine this until we're done. I think we can do better than 20. Alright, we finally have 10 hearts again. That's a stylistic choice. Oh, this is the thing about these Swiss cheese caves. You never know if there's going to be another cave stacked on top of the one that you're currently exploring. Well, I sit for hours looking at these caves. Now let's grab about every single ore that could be viable, including the coal. Nothing from chat yet. Feels like a lot more lapis than we normally expect, but... redstone ore. And yeah, there was nothing underneath that gravel. Let's just go up here and see. Absolutely nothing. That one really is too, so I don't have to check. That's one. I think that spazzing of the iron ore is probably a side effect. Oh, you know it's not real when... You know the diamond ore and the emerald ore aren't real when you can literally just mine it with a stone pickaxe, no problem. Nice try, red ants and termites. Seriously, that is the fourth time I've run into termite troll blocks. We're gonna run by down here. And at this point, let's cover it back up. Because that cave is way too high up. Oh, and here's an easy way to tell you're looking at fake ore. This generates way too high. Way too high up than even the real ones do. Gold ore, definitely not using diamond again. And we can just go back over here and check it out. There's the lava pit right there. And we still have 20. I was kind of hoping we'd have more, but... I guess we can't always win. Not quite 9:30, so... In the meantime, why not take this opportunity and relax over here? There is kind of a down. Probably shouldn't speak if I can't think of anything. That was just instant grass. Nothing else. Oh, and I remembered mentioning the gravity gun. In some of the earliest streams, and I think it was part of the King of the Jungle mini-series. The Lion King section, I believe. you want things to actually spawn once I put do mod spawning back to true. That's gotta be set. You gotta clear all the rocks, even if you don't plan on using them. So, we're gonna do that. There's one here too. These don't really help us in anything but early game, but we got a flame rock and a poison rock. Make that 2 flame rocks. Wait, this is an explosive rock, isn't it? And somehow I'm worried about that. So, we'll use this cow, for example. So that was with a poison rock, but if we do this... Oh. We can hit the cow with multiple flame rocks. And it'll be completely, well, dead. And we get some... Surprisingly, in the internal files of Java Edition, I'm not sure if it's true for the latest version, but I know it is true for 1.7 and probably a little bit older. But we know it is steak, but I think in the game files, it's internally referred to as cooked beef. Just like in Bedrock Edition. It's also weird that some of the special languages, like Pirate, speak lolcat. And I think there's also a Shakespearean one. It's weird that those ones are only in Java Edition. Yeah, the fact that there are languages exclusive to Java Edition. Alright then, let's look around. Nothing. Okay. Oh, I may have forgotten to silence the something. Finally, the severe weather's over. I really did debate on whether I should stream due to the threat of severe weather. Alrighty then. Nope, that's wrong. Not the most interesting design, but I think this is a start. Good start for this. The entrance being in the back, though, is not something I usually do. So now, clearing a little hill out of the way. I do remember that very first Minecraft modded stream that I did for Twitch. Okay. Without doing this again. I remember the first time I... Okay, I'm just gonna be silent until I clear this grass out. It might be a lot harder to hear because I'm doing terraforming. Oh, next spike. Alright, as I was saying... Alright, the shovel broke, so we'll have to upgrade the shovel again. Not really, because we're gonna do iron again, as we did before. Alright, so hopefully no more grass spreads before I'm able to do all of this. As I was saying, the very first stream I did for Twitch was a Minecraft one. And I did mention something about Lumberjack being kind of a successor to Timber Mod, which I still think it does feel like one. And then I dropped into a hole and died. And just the clip, the hole that wasn't seen. The hole that wasn't seen, to be specific. Wow, this inventory is really full that we need to get rid of all the seeds. And I also had far less of an understanding on the mod pack I had, so there might have been some deaths that weren't intentional. But I did have that stupid good luck of finding 3 pieces of a special set of armor in a specific dimension that we won't be able to deal with until we are properly geared up. Oh, and though the mantis. That thing's got an awful name. One of those into a button, because why not? You can't even see it. We're gonna move the bed over here too, so we don't actually have to deal with What in the center feels kind of good. Then I can build a little room. Oh, I can make this a little 3-room house. I'll have a little storage area over here. Nighttime approaches. We better make this quick. Alrighty then. As I was saying, there's a lot of potential for this. But being such a chaotic mod pack, there's a lot of room for improvement. Acquire hardware, acquire gold. One of the mods that I did end up getting rid of before the original series ended up happening, or it might have happened during that series, it was one that was called Extra Achievements. And it's exactly as it sounds. It adds extra achievements for vanilla. Vanilla only. So there weren't any extra achievements for mods that were compatible. Doesn't feel complete until we put the furnaces down. And have one of them be iron. So, as I was saying, the extra achievements mod that I had in this pack originally was basically scrapped. I decided not to keep it. And instead, it was put into 1.7. Oh, I'm glad that that shortcut actually still works, because I was kind of nervous it could have crashed, because I did that with one of the previous attempts. I think I did this with an older version, and it might have been a vanilla issue, but I think it may or may not have crashed during a specific point. Call me crazy, but that is a design that we might actually go with. You know all that clay that's around? It's a good thing we can vein mine clay. It is unfortunate that it can't be bundled together like it is in 1.7. Man, I'm kind of glad Corals got rid of these waves, because they just don't feel good at all. I mean, this is like 1.5 blocks tall, so kind of feels... it just... This just doesn't look good at all. And it's probably a good thing that Corals got rid of him, because... Imagine if they were kept for weather too. This just doesn't feel true. Also, cloud coverage feels kind of less in 1.6, where there's kind of a feeling of more for 1.7. Alright, clay, where... I see a little bit of clay, but... Come here. This barely has any clay deposits. It's got sand, but no clay. So it's probably not gonna happen. Alright, so where did the other 3 go? There should be another thing of 64 by the end of this. Luckily, we can do this. Yeah, let me see if that's... Oh yeah, I definitely remember why I didn't keep this on. I definitely remember why I didn't keep that one on. I think it was pretty glitchy if I recall. Just saying that word puts a bad taste in this mouth. So why don't we smelt some stone brick? Some stones to make some stone bricks. Mm. That's 30 on this side. I think 2 stacks might be adequate enough. Actually, why don't we split the load on one of these so we can have these done faster? Alright, so we hit a stack of iron. Alright. I guess while that's smelting, we'll probably get some sand. And we don't have to travel that far to get some sand. Because there's an entire desert biome dedicated to that. We'll just get enough sand to make some glass, alright? And even though the beta 1.7 terrain is kind of some of the most iconic, I do have a soft spot for the 1.2 to 1.6 terrain. And I know it might be boring to call the 1.2 to 1.6 terrain, or at least it might be bad to call it interesting, but there's a soft spot. Oh, I guess there is a... Well, hello there. It appears you've joined the stream. Actually, that's not what I want to do. Right on time, too. Think we can go with more. Yeah, I think 64 plus 26 is enough. And so, enjoy the stream. Because we'll be here for at least another half an hour. What am I doing? Well, playing a mod pack that I kind of created, so there's that. Let's see, how many glass panes are we going to require? 6, 12, 24, 30, 54, that's fun. It's a mod pack that has over 70 mods, and surprisingly a large number for 1.6, because it's not really known as the version that's compatible, that has good compatibility with mods, and I will definitely say from experience, it was a pain to set up some of the mods the first time around. Sounds fun indeed. I'm primarily waiting for these to be done, but I know I can speed this up as soon as these two are done. Shovel's gonna break again, so... Gonna be tough, but I think I'm gonna make another furnace just for the sake of having more iron smelted. Feels like the tools I go through the most are stone pickaxes and iron shovels. And I know stone shovels are a lot more resource, are a lot easier to obtain, but iron's just a lot faster and a lot better than the normal stone ones. You can already tell one of the mods is ore spawn because corn plant. I don't have that apple core mod, and I don't think it exists for 1.6, but it might. I get to wait for that to be done. I believe this was a glitch with 1.6 when it came to better furnaces, but we can make ourselves an iron furnace, wait for this one to be done. And so, luckily it doesn't happen with the normal furnaces, but I believe it happened when you had iron furnaces, and you've upgraded to a gold one, and when you mined an iron one, it gives you a gold one. I'm not exactly sure if that can be replicated here, but... the stone will now be turned into stone bricks. So we can have a proper floor, and of course one that's resistant to one of the mods that has crazy weather. I do have a terrible habit of repeating things I've already said, but the original weather mod by Chorus is still a pretty iconic mod to have. And I'd say out of all the versions, the 1.2.5 version is probably the most interesting. Oh, and this is a message for Team Olympus on Discord, but if any of you from Team Olympus are actually watching, I just recently found the lost Holy Grail version. I just found the Lost Holy Grail version of the Lion King mod. The 1.2.5 version has finally been found. Now, it might seem like news about the Holy Grail of Lost Lion King mod versions that's found, but I've also found lost versions of another mod called Kirby and Friends, and I've got multiple versions of it too. I've got the latest Into Fire version, but I've also got the alpha first version too. Unmodified and actually from a reliable source, not from 9 Minecraft. Oh, and I think I might have found another lost version of the Lion King mod too, but it's not as interesting. Actually, I'm gonna go to CurseForge and see if anything else has been found, because I found the 1.5.2 version by complete accident, trying to find a different version, and then I found an updated version of the 1.6.2 version. Yeah, I have the 1.4.5 version, so that one's not on CurseForge. So I've got both the 1.2.5 version and 1.4.5 versions. And anybody from the team is asking about this. I found them in an old hard drive. I guess Cracked Minecraft does have some helpful things in the end. But it's also a good thing I'm paying for it too, because I don't need anybody going through and having responsibilities taken out. Alright then. Maybe someone from Team Olympus can actually find this video and hopefully why mention it when I can just make a stream out of it instead? That's what I'll do. And I'm gonna go easy on the iron, because we don't need a bunch of furnaces. We don't need 3 iron furnaces. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Come on, I'm barely short by 2. And I'm out of coal as well, so I'll just have to use wooden planks. I never thought I'd actually find any more versions of the Lion King mod. I can't believe that if anybody was going to find the 1.2.5 version, it would probably be the same guy who found the 1.5.2 version. And it's not just any 1.2.5 version either. It's the one that has Rafiki's old tree. The old Rafiki tree. However, there is something that's ancient dried worm spawners. Alright, as I was saying, there is a slight issue that might make this more complicated. You know what I just said about making a stream about it? I've tried multiple times to try to make this mod work. Unsuccessfully. Huh? And I still yet to make it work. Alright, so I'm gonna split the chest contents from both of them. We'll have the more common ones over on this side. So what I just mentioned about finding that lost version, it is true that I did find it. But looking at old requirements, I've already got mod loader and audio mod, which apparently are both required. And I'm also currently making a set of instructions that I'll include in a new zipped version of this mod. So I'll have the put contents of so it's not going to be as easy as it looks. And it certainly will not be as easy to set up. Forgot you cannot use cave noises. I picked a poor time to put away. Let's put away all that dirt. I don't want to make some explicit title. Can I actually make that up here? Somehow. Alright, so, yeah, that lost version of the Lion King mod. I'm hoping by next week, for the Minecraft-related streams, I'll be able to get it working. Fingers crossed that I can get this to work. It is because it's unlike any other 1.2.5 mod that I've ever tested. Strange enough, it's also the same with the 1.4.5 version. I think I'm gonna go with a design style that uses both wood and stone stairs. Oh, you've got to be joking. Is that cat seriously out here? Oh, when will the bots ever learn? The moment I catch a new phrase, it gets added to the ban list. And I cannot specify what does, but even dumber, the two bots decided to comment when I haven't even gotten to the gameplay yet. Yeah, we have about 15 minutes left before we end this off. You know, now I think about it, there might have been a bot situation pretty similar from the very first Minecraft stream I did on Twitch, which, due to a specific term limit, isn't actually viewable. How did I miss this amethyst ore? Okay, then let's just go then. Not sure if that's just the sun going down or the game playing tricks on me. We have almost enough. I believe we can make 4 mistakes. I forgot what the glass panes look like without Optifine on. Yes, 54, wasn't it? Oh yeah, no place is complete without a door. And yeah, nothing really is. Oh yeah, remember all the string here? These all used to be craftable, but the surfboard definitely is. These two are the ones that we're going to make. Oh, and I guess in a way... Animated player looks really weird. But I was able to make it work somehow. So, a mix of stone and wooden stairs. Oh, this will be bad, but... Oh, we haven't exactly torched this place up either. Not a good spot. Hmm. I mean, it's better than nothing, but... It could have gone better. Alright, 10 minutes remaining. Which means next sundown is going to be the end of the stream. So let's do what we can and make this work, alright? First tree is a giant tree, let's take it down before it does anything. We're going to make the attempt at making a roof. And I will definitely say, you look at any roof design I've done that involves this layout specifically, and well before I understood a roof design using stairs that sloped and connected weird, just about every single one of them was just complete. I will definitely say every single design I had was complete dog water. Basically what I'm saying, awful design. But that awful design you can learn with awful design, you can learn to make better designed to make something that's better designed. This is... Oh, I'm not sure how this is gonna pull. Not sure how I'm gonna pull this off, but somehow this isn't going to be close to enough stairs. Oh, I can hear the music again. I'm just gonna say the calm, relaxing music of C418. It's so soothing and calm. Not to say, not to basically roast the others who make music, but why am I doing this? I can just do... Oh, I need to make an X as soon as possible. Alright, so, as I was saying, yeah, the newer music's definitely got its own style, but there hasn't exactly been a single soundtrack that has come close to C418's I'd say award-winning phenomenon, in my own opinion. Just the style of C418's music. I don't think anything's come close to it. That's weird. I can have two swords in each hand, and the door is actually normal. So why does Battle Gear have a problem with swords and doors in 1.7? Alright, so this idiotic design will be first. I'm not gonna go crazy with this one, because there's no point. But what is important, though, is having slabs. And I'm making sure the roof area is slabbed off quite well. I mean, it won't be bad as far as over here. And I just remembered, why am I doing... Look, as much as I want to use upside down stairs for anything but houses, I don't think the upside down stairs fit a house design that well. Come sundown, that's not gonna matter anyways, because we'll have to wait an extra week for this stream. If I even managed to not screw up on that. No, I'm going to do this. I mean, I will still use upside down stairs in design, but not in a traditional way. Actually, I just remembered. This is the part that's supposed to get the stairs, not the stone one. Yep. Doesn't matter which version it is. There's always the annoyance of these giant trees, and it could be worse if it wasn't for the fact that we have Tree Capitator. Oh, and this is it. Actually, I'm gonna wait until the next Minecraft Adventures of Face stream for this one, which I'll call Minecraft The Adventures of Face Live. And it's something about Tree Capitator and 1.6. And for some reason, if you don't change the config, it crashes the game when you play in online mode. Yeah, I'm not sure why it happens, but it does. Alright, no upside down stairs, thank you very much. Wait a minute. I at least want to get part of this done before I turn mob spawning back on for the next stream. At sundown. It's almost time to end the stream. But we're not done yet. Is this the version that... Okay, it's not the version I was thinking of. That doesn't allow you to place half slabs on top. This will be a complete mess to take care of. There's that. Yeah, that's exactly why I can't do stairs. I somehow have to make this work. Wait, I might have a solution on this. And it requires ripping the entirety of the stairs over here. Now, holding stairs in first person kind of looks weird, but it kind of looks normal in third person. Alright, now to handle stairs. That is completely wrong. Oh. I'm gonna use full blocks as a reference and see if I get this right. Oh yeah, I completely forgot I have the Lucky Block mod on. So that's the reference on this side. Stairs, stairs, slab. Here. Slab. Yeah, I think I can handle this roof design without a problem. Just get a roof completed and then we'll be able to be protected. Finally have an excuse to get mobs spawning back on. And remember to grab some slabs too. Which luckily, because we already have stone stairs like so, we can just set the stairs like this. Set it like that. And have slabs for the remainder of that one too. Yeah, but stairs would still have to be placed there. And a slab. Oh, I can make this work. That means the plank situation is gonna have to be different. Right. That's the wrong spot for those stairs. Okay, how about this? As soon as we're done making the roof, I'll end the stream. Because I still want to have the stream done. But there are viewers that just landed on the stream, and I don't think having recently complete a stream and finding out they've basically been disappointed to find out that they didn't tune in live for at least some of it. I knew this wasn't the side I was going to worry about. It was the other side. And somehow I couldn't even make enough of these. That's a just in case. But just in case I did not make enough. That's the wind from the weather mod. Oh, even better, I did not make enough stairs either. Wooden ones. We have pretty non-existent second floor. I'm hoping this will be enough stairs, because I don't want to be back to chopping trees again. That's upside down stairs. Now we wait for sundown again. 2 concurrent. And also, I'm gonna check, make sure that nothing else happened. No, not on that one. My determination is stronger than my will of having slabs. There was a time where if you played on specific versions, I think before 1.3, when you crafted anything with wooden slabs, it would end up crafting... I don't know how this is going to work, but somehow it's got to. Not that. I think I've done something in the past that involved stairs specifically. No, it's not an online server. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna make this work. But I think I might be able to. If I do this. Roof design is not my specialty. And I might end up showing with this. And that's supposed to somehow align with the others. Taking a corner roof is just not really a good thing to do. However, I think I might be able to make this work. Not with this. Oh. Now I've fallen on a spot that I do not want to fall on. Oh yeah, because I think this is how it's supposed to be done. As I was saying, no, it's not a server, it's in 1.6, so it probably wouldn't work as a server. Go with the flow and see if this works out in the end. Maybe I'll have this curve. Got stairs that don't start having problems. No. It could have definitely gone better, but designing a roof is a lot more difficult. I think it's smaller than the ticket line booth, but finally good to finally call a place home. So yeah, that's definitely not gonna work. So I can have the entirety of this be an attic section. Yeah, I think with this, it's probably a good time to end off, but first I'm gonna use this to make some armor, and I know exactly what to make with it. And a sword, because why not? 15 attack damage from barely 5. And since it's ore spawn, there is already going to be an emerald 6, so... we're gonna place the tools in the other chest so we don't have them in the way. Organize the inventory a little bit. And knowing full well I made way too many cobblestone slabs. And before I forget, good, mobs can finally start spawning again. And with that, I think I'm gonna call it for the night. It's getting a little bit late, and I certainly need more and I certainly need to prioritize sleep over anything else. So first off, the YouTube side. Oh, alright. Thanks for tuning in on both sides. But first, the YouTube side. If you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos, streams, or shorts that I may or may not make. Because apparently I cannot keep consistency in my schedule. I've got social media links down below if you want to follow any of them, and with that, I will see you all for the next one, and more likely the second part of this Adventures of Ace Live series. So yeah, YouTube side, see ya.